Both of these are 2022 Jeep Gladiator diesels. My buddy here has the alu cabin build out, while I have the alu cab with a rooftop tent that folds out like a clamshell from the side. So mine's got 60,000 on it. Jeep Gladiator Rubicon diesel, 20,000 miles. Jeep Gladiator Eco Diesel Rubicon. He's got the Clayton 3.5 inch lift. I got the AEV modified lift. And as you can see, both of them sit really nice. So my buddy's still working on, he's got a little bit of sag in the rear, if you can compare the rear to the front. I mean, look how high that front sits. So we are working on that. I sit about a ½ inch higher on the rear. Unfortunately, the only way you could really measure this is we're going to measure by the, since we both have the same bumper, we're going to measure going to the top of, so I'm trying to think of a good point. So the top of the trailer receiver is about, let's see here, 24 inches. Yeah, about 2 feet to the inside. The inside right there is about 2 feet. Let's see, Steve's over. I see my buddy's over here. He is about 23 inches. So I'm sitting about a foot higher in the rear than he is. Now the front, he's got me beat. I can guarantee you that. So we both have the Moab metal bumper. That makes it easy. So we can just go off the top of this. So this is about 30 inches. Here, okay. All right, he's got me on this. He's got almost 33 inches. So he sits about 2 inches taller in the front than I do. But I mean, it's kind of obnoxious, right? So, I don't know what part number that is. Man, those are some sweet, sweet shocks. I got the Falcon 3.3s, which are very nice as well, and the AEV HD springs and the TerraFlex speed bumps hydraulic bump stops. I also have drop down brackets. He does not. And I did drive this 2 hours back from Charlotte, and I can tell you, mine rides a lot nicer. Both on 37s. He's got a little bit more of a poke than I do on the offset. Both diesel. We're doing some special modifications to this one while it's here. Hint, hint. But yeah, the front end of his looks way more aggressive. We are swapping out the Clayton off-road. So they got the Clayton 3.5 inch super heavy duty kit, the highest or the most heavy duty springs that they make. We're swapping them out with the AEV springs. Now you can see the spacing with the AEV springs. The AEV has more coils, it looks like, than the Clayton one. And the Clayton one sits a little bit higher to get that desired 3.5 inch lift, whereas the AEV one definitely has more windings. So here it is in the car, You can see the AEV has more windings up top than the Clayton one. So obviously that's going to affect everything, but it's kind of already a Frankenstein lift because we got different shocks on here, but we do still have the Clayton beefy control arms. But we're gonna swap this out. We're also swapping out the front ones. I'll show you guys a video on that here in a minute. All right, front springs, obviously AEV's tightly wrapped, whereas in the Clayton off-road heavy duty springs are just taller. All right, we got the factory muffler to a straight pipe, 3-inch straight pipe all the way back to the turbo manifold. Beautiful. 8 o'clock. I'm out of steam. But we got a lot done. Still got springs to put in. But we got this fancy thing installed. Into the coolant and brake tomorrow. We fixed the AC. The AC wasn't working. Someone left the compressor unplugged when they pulled the air box out. Not naming names, buddy. It's all right. I owe you one for fixing one of my electrical mishaps on the Bison. We got double-sided tape to fix that. That'll probably be here Monday. And then, let's see here. I really like those scene lights. He's not going to need these exhaust components anymore either. All right, so we got the front arms in. We went with the Terraflex Alpine IR. So these bearings are independently rotating. So you can have the arm all the way out like this, put the bolt in, tighten it up, and then put the arm up there without tightening everything at ride height. So we got lower arm, upper arm, lower arm, upper arm, same thing. But we are keeping the AEV drop-down brackets so we ride better on the highway. Our geometry is a lot better. Yes, you can get hung up on these lower brackets, but I think it's worth the trade-off, because even if this arm was all the way up here, you still have this bracket here, and if you break off this bracket or wreck this bracket, you can still extend the arms and put it in there. You know, like take the bracket off, extend these arms. You could adjust them, so I could still extend it and put it back up there where it originally came from the factory. If you break off the factory mounts, you're just screwed unless you have a welder. So with all the added flex that we have going on, we're still on the AEV 3-inch springs with the Falcon 3.3 adjustable shocks, and we do have the Terraflex speed bumps, hydraulic bump stops. So with all the extra flex, we did add the Adams Driveshaft. The 1350 joints, really beefy, but it allows this to expand and contract more, so it doesn't bind you up during articulation. The problem I had with the factory joint, and I can go show you that in a second here, is it was preventing flex. It was actually denting in the joint up there, so I could show you that. So yeah, excited to see how this flexes out. And I got to put the skid plate back on this, and we're gonna start on the rear. This is the new Iceco RV Fridge. It's designed for RVs and such, but it still has a locking front door. Lots of room for your taller bottles, freezer section. It actually has ice on the inside of it now, but it does run off of 12 volt, obviously. And while it is meant for an RV, it does take the abuse. I've put it through 2 road trips already. The only downsides I see about this is obviously I would prefer a digital readout. It does have a light, and I wish there was a better mounting option for it, because as it comes from the factory, the hinges are on this side, and I had to swap them to this side. I actually made my own hinges and had to kind of make my own way to mount it to here. But this is a lot easier to use with my setup, because I don't have the weight of a fridge slide. And when the fridge slide did come out with a regular fridge, I would hit the top, or I would lose this surface area trying to open the fridge and whatnot. So I really like this. I wish Iceco would make a couple of tweaks on this to make it more compatible for the Overland off-road camping community. But I believe this is, a really nice option for a lot of people who don't want the weight of a fridge slide and who want the ease and access of just, boom, access to your fridge. Link in the description below. Please like and subscribe. Follow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this type of video, please think about joining my Patreon page for about $4 a month. I'll give you GPS coordinates, patron-only trips with yours truly, and a direct way to message me and talk anything Jeep and overlanding. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.